so again, we're going to section the hair into 5. You're going to be using 5 crop clips to do so. You're going to use your styling comb that has the inches. Okay. So we're going to section from about the center of the pupil to the apex. Okay. For the middle section. So again, the center of the pupil to the apex. Nice clean lines. And the apex is the point where the comb lays flat. And then you're going to section from the apex to the top of the ear. So you already have your line for the apex, so you just go straight down. On the other side, same thing. The apex straight down to the top of the ear. And in the back, you just section that in 2. So from the center of this rectangle, straight down to the back of the hairline. Okay, now you have your 5 partings, again, 2 down the center. You have this rectangle on the top going from the center, the black, the iris, to the apex. A nice straight parting. From the apex to the right behind the ear. And again, from the apex to the ear. Sorry, it looks like one of my kids is printing something out, so it's loud. I'll give you a couple minutes to part. Okay, so again, we're gonna take this top rectangle. We're gonna take a 1/2 inch subsection from the widow's peak. And again, this is 1/2 inch, about this much. So this is 1 inch, half of that is 1/2 inch. You're gonna take a 1/2 inch subparting. You guys can see it on either side, 2 straight lines going from the front hairline to the apex. Okay, and we're gonna use this as our guideline, which is visible when we take, it'll be visible in the center of this rectangle when we're taking horizontal partings, okay? So everyone section out this 1/2 inch subsection. This is the first thing we're going to cut. So now we're going to move into our 90-degree haircut, okay? We're going to start at the front hairline. I'm going to take about an inch wide subsection. So your guideline is going to be your shortest layer in the front. Okay, so from your increased layered cut, sorry, this is hard because I have this ring light right in front of me. I'm reaching around. So again, your guideline is your very shortest piece in the front. Okay, so for some of you, this doll head is gonna get pretty short today, okay? I'm gonna measure it. If mine is about 8.5 inches, if my whole comb is 7 inches, okay? I'm gonna hold it at a 90 degree.
Are you standing behind the doll head?
What was that?
You're standing behind the doll head, right?
Yeah, well, I'm standing to the right side. I'm right here on this side.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys are right-handed, your doll head should be facing to your right because you're cutting back, okay? So again, if you're right-handed, your doll head should be facing the right because you're cutting going back towards the apex. If you're left-handed, your doll head should be facing the left so you can cut back towards the apex with your left hand, okay? So if anyone's unclear at a 90-degree angle, if I place my comb flat on the head here, this is a 90 degree. Or if you lay your comb flat here and go straight out, that's a 90 degree, okay? It's a 90 degree at different points of the head. So I'm gonna take this hair. I see my shortest guideline right here. That's gonna be my length guide. So I'm gonna go straight up at a 90-degree angle and cut, okay? Now I'm gonna drop about half of that section, get another inch long subsection. Again, you can lay your comb flat on the head. Flat on the head. Do you guys see how I'm doing that? Flat. Yeah? Flat at that point, just the tip of the comb. Bring it straight up. So again, the tip of my comb is flat against the head so to ensure my 90-degree angle. Do you guys see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay, good. Flat on the head, go up, all the way up. I see my guideline right there. See that?
Yes.
And I cut. Okay, drop half of that section. Move back a little. Again, check yourself, get the tip of your comb. When I mean tip of the comb, I mean no more than 1.5 inches, 2 inches, okay? I'm putting that straight on the head to get my angle. Without changing the angle, I go straight up. You guys see that guideline there?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna cut it at that guideline. Nice, clean cut. Okay, drop this.
So how much are we cutting off?
Hold on, I'm gonna answer that in a second.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, put the comb flat against the head, the tip only. Bring it straight up from that angle. You guys see that guideline there?
Yes.
And I'm gonna cut. And I should have my guideline now. Okay, so can someone answer how short are we cutting?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it depends on how short you cut the very front one. So it's like,
Yeah.
according to the shortest, the length of the very front one.
Exactly, Andy. Exactly. So for everyone, it's different, okay? Whatever this length is at the widow's peak, that's your length guide. And it's going to be different for everybody, okay? It could be 5 inches for some of you. It could be 9 inches for some of you. It's going to be depending on how short you cut the layered doll head. Is everyone clear on that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Is everyone like getting this 90-degree angle? Again, really, if you lay the tip of your comb, if you take small sections, again, like an inch, inch and a half, put the tip of your comb down against the head to get the angle, go straight up from that, you will get your 90-degree angle. Okay? And when you're done with that, now you have your rectangle back together with a guideline down the middle. I'm going to keep it nice and wet.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So when you finish just the middle one, like, so you just combine the whole thing and then we don't cut the ones on the side and we just tie it back?
Yeah, we're not done. We're not doing the sides yet. We're just doing the top. So now we're ready to cut this.
I mean, the side as in like the, you know how we just cut the very middle part, like where the widow's peak
Yeah.
is? And then you know how we divide it into like 3 parts for the middle?
Uh-huh.
And for these 2 parts on the side, we don't cut it yet, right?
No, we're going to now.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do that right now. So now I have my guideline in the middle. I just re-wet this rectangle, and now we're going to start with this cut.
Oh, okay, but you kind of like, you just put it together, right?
Yeah, I just put it back together.
Okay, hold on. Give me a minute. I gotta.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take horizontal subpartings, 1/2 inch subsections. Horizontal, it's straight across, okay? From one side of the rectangle to the other, okay? We're going to bring this up at a 90-degree angle. So again, lay your cone flat against the head, flat against the head. You guys see that? The shape of the head. Pull it up at a 90-degree angle. Do you see the guideline right in the middle?
Yes.
Okay. That's where I'm going to cut. So I have my guideline in the middle. I'm going to cut straight across. One side, this is past my second knuckle, so I just did one cut from the right to the center. If you're left-handed, it's going to be from your left to the center. Grab my comb again, bring it up at a 90, and I'm going to cut again from the center and then cut the remaining of that. Okay? I'm going to take another 1/2 inch subparting. Hold my comb flat against the head. Bring it up. You guys see that guideline right in the middle?
Yes.
All right. So again, hold your comb flat against the head to get your 90-degree angle. Bring it straight up, cutting from one side to the center first. I'm not letting go of this hair, okay? But again, I don't want to cut past my second knuckle. Comb it again. Cut the remaining of that horizontal section. Going to take another 1/2 inch subsection, moving back toward the apex. And again, you guys should be standing behind the doll head, okay? I'm not. I'm usually standing right behind the doll head, but I'm not because I'm trying to demo this in the best way for you, okay? But you guys should be standing where my hand is, behind the doll head, okay? I'm gonna go straight up. Hold the comb flat against the head to get the right angle. Bring it up. You clearly see the guideline. Cut one from this one side to the center and the center to the other side. Okay. Probably gonna turn the doll head now, since you guys should be understanding, so I can get the real angle of the doll head. I'm going to take another 1/2 inch subparting. Lay the comb flat on the head. I'm behind the doll head now to get a 90-degree angle. Bring the doll head straight up. See your guideline? And I'm going to cut straight across. And see the guideline, right? Nice, clean.
Is it straight up or is it straight forward out of the head? Like, I mean, as far as like directly like 90 degrees off
You're
the
not
head, or
bringing
is
it
up towards
forward.
us?
You're not bringing it forward. You're laying the comb. Whatever subsection you're at, you lay the comb flat against the head there at that subsection. So if I'm here on the head, a 90 is going to be out this way.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Like, because if I thought like straight up towards like up.
No, you're not
High up
bringing
or
it straight up
Not
to
from
the
the
top.
ground, right? Okay.
You're not bringing it up straight up to the top. You're bringing it at a 90 from whatever point you are at the head.
All right. Thanks.
I'm going to take another 1/2 inch subsection. And I'm only cutting the hair in that 1/2 inch subsection. Lay the comb straight on the head to get your 90. Go straight up from that point. See your guideline. And bring the head, get rid of the hair out of the way forward. I have my last subsection here. Straight on the head to get your 90. And you guys won't, I mean, once you understand a 90, you don't do this laying the comb on the head. It'll just waste time, okay? So again, you see your guideline. Cut from one side to the center. And then the center to the other side. So I'm done with that rectangle. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to finish the rectangle, and then I'm gonna show you how to check to make sure this is even. Okay, so when we cross-check it, we're gonna cross-check it vertically. I'm taking a 1/2 inch subsection here. Just 1/2 inch. I'm not taking this whole square or rectangle section, okay? And I'm also not grabbing all this hair and going straight up because nothing will add up, right? Nothing at all will add up. This is rounded. So again, this is not a cut where you bring it straight up like this. It's not even at all. So again, I have a 1/2 inch subsection. So similar to how your guideline was, okay? That's the direction and the size that you're gonna cross check. So I'm gonna start in the front. Make sure everything lines up. Go a little bit farther back. Make sure there's no hairs out of place. If you see a little bit out of place, you can cut it. And I'm gonna go up, and again, your final section here, make sure everything lines up. And then get this out of the way. I'm gonna take another 1/2 inch subparting. Bring it up, make sure there's no hairs out of place. Scoot back a little bit. Make sure it's nice and rounded. And your last one, bring it out of the way.
I have a question.
Sure.
And when we're doing this, are we supposed to like stand on the side or at the back?
You're standing at the side,
Okay, thank
on
you.
the side. You're standing, so again, if you're right-handed, your doll head still should be facing right, and you're standing right on her left side, on her right side, sorry. So again, another 1/2 inch subsection, starting in the front, hold it at a 90, make sure everything lines up, move back a little bit, make sure everything lines up, move back. There's a lot of like stray little pieces in here that, you know, are just not even attached, so you can get rid of that. And then my final section. Again, just making sure there's no hairs I missed. Everything's at a 90. Okay. And now we're ready, once you cross check, to go on to the side. So, are you guys ready to go on to the side, or you want to cross check?
Cross check.
Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to cross check. Okay, so now we're gonna cut one of the sides, okay? So the way to cut the side, you're gonna take a little bit, like a vertical, tiny subsection from the rectangle you just cut. Get that hair out of the way. And this is gonna be your guideline, okay? So again, take a tiny subsection. You guys see how small that is? And this is gonna be your guideline for the side.
Are we starting on the right side? Or it's left?
Yeah, you can do
it's
the right side.
Okay.
Okay, and so if you're right-handed, the doll head should be facing away from you, doing this side. If you're left-handed, the doll head should be facing you for this side. Okay,
Are we taking hair from the square?
yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, where are we standing?
You're behind the doll head, cutting the right. Okay, you guys ready? So again, you're standing behind the doll head, cutting the right side if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're going to be standing in front of the doll head. You've taken a subsection from the rectangle. You're going to be taking vertical partings. Okay? So straight up and down. This is your subsection. Going to get this hair out of the way, right? Nice, neat subsections. Going to start right here at the top. Put your comb against the head. Okay, I'm cutting just 1/2 inch subsection in the front. The doll head's facing away from you if you're right-handed. You're in front of the doll head if you're left-handed. So I'm gonna put my comb, not quite flat on the head. I don't want to angle it forward, okay? I just want it to go straight out. So I'm gonna show you the angle. Actually, I'm gonna pause this, hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna hold the comb on the head, bring it up, bring it up to a 90. Do you see your guideline right here? This is a guideline from the rectangle. Do you guys see that? So this is a tricky area right here, okay? This is a really tricky area because you'll want to pull it over too far, but you want to stop yourself from doing that. So again, pull the comb on the head, bring it up. You see your guideline there, right? And we're going to cut it. We're going to take a little bit from that section we just cut, get this top section out of the way, hold it out at a 90. You guys see your guideline? And we cut it. Moving down the head. You see your guideline. Again, holding it at a 90. And then this last section at the bottom will be held straight out. You see your guideline at the top, and you cut it. I'm going to take another vertical parting. Get that front hair out of the way. Straight up and down. Get the hair you've already cut out of the way. And we do the same thing. Hold the comb flat against the head to get a 90-degree angle. Bring it straight up. You see your guideline. And cut.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So that part you just cut right now,
Uh-huh.
like, so you don't grab any of the hair from the previous
No,
part?
I'm not. I'm just using this guideline at the top as my guideline.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Again, moving down the head. Hold the comb at a 90. Get the hair out of the way that you cut. Hold it flat against the head to get the right angle. Pull it straight out. And again,
So we're using the guideline from the top of the head, we're not using the one before
That's
you
right.
just said, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I've been using the one before.
No.
On the first one like that.
I mean, that's not wrong if you do it, but as we're learning, I think this is an easier way to learn right now.
Oh, okay.
Get the hair out of the way that you've already cut. See how nicely, I mean, if you wanted to, you could clip it. You want to keep everything nice and separate. You guys see that? I'm going to take another horizontal parting. Vertical parting, about 1/2 inch. Get this hair out of the way. See how, again, isolated this section is? You want to keep things nice and neat. I'm going to take, again, start at the top, about 1.5 inches. Hold the comb flat against the head to get your 90-degree angle. Go straight up. You're using your guideline from the top. And you cut. Again, releasing about half of that, getting that out of the way. And taking about another 1.5 inch subsection. And getting the hair out of the way that I've just cut. And I have my last section here. And on the sides, like by the ear, your fingers should be straight up and down. And then I'll wait for you guys to cut one side. And then we'll walk through the cross-checking for the sides. Okay, so to cross-check it, if we've cut vertically, we're gonna cross-check it how?
Horizontal.
Horizontal, right. So I'm gonna take horizontal 1/2 inch subparting and bring it out still, not straight out, not straight up. You're still holding it at a 90-degree angle. So you lay the comb flat. This you can kind of bring it all out together and make sure it all lines up, okay? Get that out of the way. We can do this together. Take another 1/2 inch horizontal parting. Bring it out at a 90-degree angle.
And we should be standing on the side, right?
Yeah, and if anything's out of place, go ahead and just correct it, okay? So it's nice and even. Get that out of the way. Move it out of the way. Again, the key to a good haircut is keeping your sections nice and neat, isolating each subsection. Taking another 1/2 inch parting, holding it at a 90. Making sure it's nice and even, getting that out of the way. If I need no correction, another horizontal subparting. Making sure everything's nice and even, getting that out of the way. Almost done cross-checking the right side of the doll head. Holding it at a 90. This one a little off. Getting that out of the way. Holding it at a 90. This one's a little off. And now you're ready to do the other side, the left side. So for the left side, you're once again going to take a small vertical section from the wear to do your thread line. What's my guideline for the left side?
You're gonna get from the center?
That's right, a small vertical parting from the top. Get this out of the way. I can clip all this out of the way. It's already been cut and cross-checked. I don't need that. So if you're right-handed, you're going to be standing in front of the doll head. If you're left-handed, in back, okay? What's the first step on the left? What kind of partings?
Vertical.
Vertical partings. I'm going to take vertical parting. Get the hair out of the way that I'm not cutting. So again, this is a little easier to see on this side. 90-degree really in this front area would be out like this a little bit. I just want you guys to go straight out on the sides, okay, in the front to make it easier. So it's not all the way against the head here. I'm just gonna lift it a little bit up, the teeth. So I'm gonna go at a 90, like basically hold it at a 90 from the hair that's farthest away from you, okay? Or if you're left-handed and behind, it's the hair closest to you. You're gonna hold it at that angle, okay? I'm gonna go up. You see your guideline up there, right? So when at all possible, you wanna make sure the hair stays straight when you cut it, not loose, okay? Take part of that, get that out of the way, and move down the head. Can you see a guideline? Get this section out of the way that you've already cut. I'm gonna take another vertical parting. Starting at the top. Holding the comb flat against the head and going straight out at a 90-degree angle. Holding the comb against the head, bringing it out at a 90. Taking another vertical parting. And also, if your doll head is 7 inches or below, you can also check yourself with the comb and ask yourself, is it 7 inches? Like, let's just say your length is 7 inches. Does it meet 7 inches? Or is it too much? Is it less? And that can help you check the way you're cutting as well. Do you guys understand that? So again, use your ruler. If the comb is 7 inches or below right now, your hair, the length, you can use your comb to check yourself. Like, is this 7 inches? If not, okay, maybe you need to cut a little bit more. And then the last section for me. Have your guideline at the top. I'll give you a little bit of time to finish the left, and then we will cross-check it. So again, you cross-check going the opposite way of how you cut. We did vertical partings on the side, so we're going to cross-check going horizontal. Again, holding the comb flat against the head. Oh, let me change this. Holding the comb flat against the head and going up to check, making sure everything's even. Feel like there's a little peak there. Get that out of the way. Take another 1/2 inch section. So again, remember when you cross check, you're still taking small sections and still holding it at a 90. Okay. Again, you can make corrections when you're cross-checking. Everything's nice and even. Making sure nothing's out of place. And making sure everything's straight across. Just little, sometimes it's just little minor corrections to make sure it's a straight line. And again, if you see a significant difference in length, ask yourself what your guideline is, okay? If there's a 7-inch piece and a 6-inch piece, and all the hair should be 6 inches, that's not a big deal. Like, just go ahead and cut all of that to 6 inches, okay? It's okay if you need to cut more. It's harder if you cut too much, okay? So again, if your guideline is 6 and you see a piece at 7, just cut it to 6. And then we're done with the left side. And we're ready to move on to the back. I'll give you a couple more minutes to cross-check. Before moving on to the back. And I'm probably gonna just section out this original guideline again, at least the area towards the apex. Because the apex is going to be my guideline for the back 2 sections. This piece right here.
Are you taking a piece from the middle?
Okay, so you're gonna take that small subsection from the apex, okay? This is gonna be your guideline for the entire back section, okay? So I'm gonna take pivotal partings, okay, or pie sections from the apex straight down. So our first one is gonna be about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna get this hair out of the way that I'm not cutting. So that section's nice and isolated, okay? See how it's nice and neat? Okay, so I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna hold the comb flat against the head, bring it up at a 90. See your guideline. And I'm gonna cut it. So again, just using the tip of your comb, releasing about half of that, getting it out of the way. Holding the comb flat against the head, bringing it up at a 90 just from your fingertip to your second knuckle. Getting that out of the way. And I'm standing behind this section, okay? If you're left-handed, you can stand on the opposite side. You could actually, if you're left-handed, you can actually work from the left to towards you, okay? That probably would be easier. So again, if you're left-handed, standing on this side and working from this side to you. And laying the comb flat against the head, the tip. Going straight out in the 90. Again, you always want to see your guideline. Okay. We can tilt the head a little to the side to make it easier to get down in this area. Pull the comb flat against the head. Bring it out at a 90. Hold it flat against the head. Bring it out at a 90. So when you get to the nape area, your hand position is going to change. Okay. So I'm moving my body now to the other side to make it more comfortable. So your finger position at the nape is going to change to palm up. See how that is? Palm up. So I'm still going to hold the comb flat against the head. Pull it out at a 90 until you see your guideline. And I'm going to cut going down. Get this out of the way. And I have this now. Flat against the head. Hold it out at a 90. There's your guide right there. Make sure you're holding it at a 90 and cut. Now I'm going to move back to a more comfortable position. I'm going to get this hair out of the way that I've just cut, except for this little piece at the apex. Put the doll head straight up. And take another pivotal parting from the apex. Get this hair out of the way. And keep your sections nice and isolated. Starting at the top again. I have my little section in the apex. Hold the tip of the comb flat against the head. Bring it straight up. See your guideline and cut. Again, moving down, I have a little bit from the previous section at the top. Hold the tip of my comb flat against the head, bring it straight out to a 90, and cut. You want to make sure, again, you're not going forward or back, that you're exactly at a 90-degree angle from this point, okay? So again, you guys understand, I want you to lean forward, lean back, make sure it's straight out. Moving down the head, hold the comb flat against the head. Go straight out from the parting. Keep the hair in between the top and bottom parting, okay? If I am covering a parting, your angle's wrong. Do you guys get that now? I guess that's a little bit easier to understand. you should be able to see the top and bottom parting. So you hold it out straight at the middle and cut. Tilt the head to the side to make it a little easier. Get this next section. Bring it straight out. Everyone see the guideline and cut. I'm probably at that point now where I'm going to change my finger position about the nape area again. What is the nape? The nape is from about just below the top of the ear to the bottom. So I'm going to hold the hair, hold the comb straight against the head, bring it out at a 90, and cut. Hold it at a 90. Once you have that angle at a 90, you can go like this to make it easier. And again, my last section. Get this hair out of the way. Take another pie section or pivotal parting from the apex down. Starting at the top, holding the comb flat against the head, going up. And again, at the nape area, you want to change your hand position to palm up. Hold the comb flat against the head. Bring it out at a 90. Get that hair out of the way. Now we're moving towards the other side of the head. Just working our way to the other side. Taking another pie-shaped section. Keeping the sections nice and neat. Starting at the apex. Putting the comb flat against the head, tip of the comb against the head. Finding that guideline and cutting it. Tilting the head down, chin down of the doll head as you work down towards the nape. Then palm up to the back. And always starting with this piece at the apex to help you section. I'm going to take a pie section, pivotal or pie section from the apex, go straight down. Get this hair out of the way. See, it comes from a point and then goes down, starting at the top.
How many pie sections should we have, like in total, like across it, like
I
halfway?
can't give you an amount. You just go half inch by half inch.
Okay, half inch. All right.
Yeah, just half an inch subpartings. Can be slightly bigger, maybe 3/4 of an inch. At the nape area, changes to palm up. Using your apex as your guide. How's everyone doing? Okay,
Good.
good.
Are you starting on the left side?
Yeah, I just keep moving to the opposite side of the head. I'm just working my way around the head, right to left side or left to right side, in 1/2 inch subsections. Always having the apex as my guide. Yeah, I just keep working my way around the head. Make sure you keep your doll head nice and wet. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to finish the back of the head. So you guys can go ahead and kind of, take your time to finish this, but I'm gonna go ahead and cross-check the doll head. And again, you cross since I made vertical subsections, I'm gonna cross-check horizontally. But remember, 1/2 inch partings when you cross-check, and you're going to hold that section still at a 90-degree angle. So once you cross-check it, hold the comb up, get it out of the way, okay? Go down 1/2 inch section by 1/2 inch. And you may have to divide, this section may get too long going right to left, so you may have to divide it into 2 to cross-check. Oops. So I cross-checked the left side. Now I'm going to go ahead and cross-check the right side. And always going the opposite way in which you cut, making sure you take 1/2 inch subsections. Make sure you're holding it at a 90-degree angle. You can correct yourself while you cross-check. This section gets too long, you can divide it in 2. For example, this section right here is too long. I'm just going to do 1/2 of it first. And then the next section.
Are you doing that at like an angle? You're not going like straight across, you're going like.
I'm holding it at a 90-degree angle. So straight across horizontal subpartines, straight across, and then wherever I'm at in the head, I still am putting the comb flat against the head and bringing it out at a 90. Okay, so I want you guys to notice the shape of this cut. So I'm going to take this off, hold it to the side. You guys notice the rounded shape?
Yeah.
Okay. And also side to side. It's a rounded look. And also when you check yourself like this too, you can see if there's any pieces that you missed too. Again, you should have a nice rounded shape. It's a nice layered cut. All the hair should be the same length. Okay. And this is your 90-degree haircut.